Fidgel here with a special formula from deep space. I think you Earthlings call them recipes. Anyway, this one is for delectable deep space dust bunnies, just as you saw on Planet Wait Your Turn. Normally, I'd use my quantum spectrum analyzer to deduct the exact ingredients, but, well, it's not working at the moment. And since Kevin ate one of the dust bunnies, he told me what it tasted like, and I kind of guessed. Before we start, let me introduce my laboratory assistants, Sarah and Samuel. Here are the things you'll need. A piping bag or a zipper-type plastic sandwich bag, scissors, a cookie sheet, a measuring cup, an egg whisk or electric mixer, and some baking parchment or just grease the cookie sheet. Oh yes, and a small bowl. The ingredients are very simple. 1/2 cup sugar, 2 eggs, some vanilla, some food coloring, and a pinch of salt. This recipe does need a responsible grown-up. Don't do this yourself if they're not around. If there are no grown-ups to help, be patient, just like we learned on Planet Wait Your Turn. Have the grown-up preheat the oven to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and you should always wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water before you cook. For this recipe, we only want to use the clear part of the eggs. They're called the whites. The way to separate an egg is to break it in half and pour the egg back and forth between the halves, letting the clear part drip out of the shell into the bowl, trying to keep just the yellow yolk in the eggshell. Throw out the yolk or use it in another recipe. Now, pour a little pile of salt into your hand. Pinch as much of it as you can between your 2 fingers and dump it in the egg whites. Kids should do 2 big pinches. Grown-ups should just add 1 healthy pinch of salt. Now, use the whisk to fluff up the egg whites. You have to whisk very fast, and it takes a long time. If you have a brother or sister or a friend, why not take turns? Believe me, you'll want to take turns.
You want to do some?
Yeah!
You need to keep whisking until the eggs turn into a frothy white mixture that kind of looks like shaving cream or whipped cream. When it starts to stand up in little peaks in the bowl, that's when you know you're done. Chefs call this beating the eggs until they're stiff. I call it tiring. When the eggs are stiff, add the sugar 1 spoonful at a time. You need to have patience here.
3, 4,
Try adding a spoonful and counting to 5 before adding the next spoonful. Soon, all of the sugar will be in, and the mixture will be very stiff and shiny. You can also add about a 1/2 capful of vanilla to the mixture and whisk that in. That'll give it a nice marshmallowy taste. If the grown-up says it's okay, you can add some food coloring. You'll only need a few drops. To make it look like dust bunnies from the Planet Wait Your Turn, use 4 drops of red and a drop of blue. Now, spoon the mixture into the plastic zipper lunch bag and cut a very, very small hole in one corner with the scissors. Or use a piping bag if you have one. Place the baking parchment on the cookie sheet. The trick to this is to put the curly edges facing down. Now, squeeze the mixture through the little hole in the bag into little swirly piles, like soft-serve ice cream. Once you've used up all the mixture, have the grown-up slide the sheet into the oven and set the timer for an hour. Waiting for a whole hour will teach you a lot about patience. One thing to do while you wait is to clean up. Once the dust bunnies have cooked for an hour, have the grown-up pull them out and let them cool. They'll cool very fast, less than 2 minutes. When a grown-up says they're cool enough to eat, try them out. I think you'll love them. That's it for me. Look for more recipes on the other Penguins DVDs.